everybody, we're back. We're gonna do another snowman, and I have the different colors that I want to use. I'm going to use burnt umber, and you may find another one, another brand. That's fine. We're gonna use, let's see here, cad orange. It's a hue. We're going to use cad yellow, probably for in the leaves here. We're going to use cerulean blue. And a little raw sienna. I don't know where I put it, but we will be using raw sienna. I have it actually on my canvas here, on my palette. Raw sienna. I'm going to use emerald green. It'll stay there. I also have titanium white, and we are going to get started. I have, let's see, I have the Naphthol red, also crimson, Naphthol crimson. Now I'm trying not to get myself into the painting or picture. You can see my hand working. That's basically what I want today, because I colored my hair and I have no makeup on, and I just want to kind of be discreet today. Oh, here we go. Here's my raw sienna. It's a little messed up. Of course, we have our water, and in case I need this, and my extender, which is Grumbacher acrylic retarder. And we're going to begin. So we have our little snowman. I'm going to add a little, I'm going to mix some titanium white with my cerulean blue. And I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to start with this brush here, the social artworking one that I'm going to use. Let's see here. And I'm also going to use my number 12 Bright. So I'll probably start with that. I'm going to mix this, so get some of my white off to the side. I'm going to make a pretty decent pile here, because I have to go all around here. Also, I've drawn on my, canvas. I'm using a 16 by 20 today. So we want a nice blue sky, but we don't want anything too dark. So I've kind of mixed it sort of like that, maybe a little darker, could be a little darker. I just take little bits of the cobalt blue into my white, not a lot. I think that'll work. Yeah, that's nice. Nice shade or hue. So we're getting ready for the holiday. Some of you are celebrating Hanukkah right now, and you can certainly take advantage of some of these great little paintings that I'm doing. I'm not making them specific to religion. This way everybody can enjoy these and have fun with them. Oops, kind of went into the snowman a little bit too much here. Let me get that off of there. So I'm just going to wet a paper towel. Kind of just go around here. Wipe that off. Okay. And this is where we're going to need that number 12 Bright. That is a social artworking brush, just to come through here. Kind of get those areas that, you can't ordinarily get with a larger brush. Now when I drew this on here, I used a watercolor pencil so that it will just disappear. I kind of like using those sometimes. Especially to get, you know, freehand. Then that way you don't get any streaks or dark spots. I kind of went dark in here, and I thought, well, I'll go gray. That should like erase pretty easily. So, now tomorrow I have to go into work. It snowed pretty good last night, and my grandkids had a delay. And, I was over there this morning with them, but I don't have to go pick them up today because their dad is home, and that's going to make it a little easier for me so I can get these two paintings done. Well, I had one yesterday, and I'm going to, you know, get these up as soon as I can. It takes me a while to edit everything. Okay, so already I'm going over that. We'll be putting in another snowflake. So glad you could join me today and that you can enjoy this painting. I love it that people make comments. I had some comments yesterday about why it sounds, this is a good question actually, why you can hear me painting on this canvas. Well, the canvas is a little bit rough, so you can hear me painting, you know, you can hear my strokes. I kind of like that sound, but it's not a smooth canvas, so if it was probably smoother, you wouldn't hear that noise. Add a little bit more white and some more of my cerulean blue. Okay, that's a little too dark. There we go. Yeah, from what I've always been told, if you get the smoother canvas, it's great for oil painting portraits. Now, I get the gallery wrapped if I can. The gallery wrap means that you don't see any of the staples on the sides. They're more like in the back. If you notice, this is a gallery wrap because the staples, when they apply the canvas, if you can see here, the staples are back here. They don't show. And that's what a gallery wrap means. You don't want to see the staples if you can help it. Okay. And we're almost done putting this coat on. I'm probably going to mix some more here because I got to get my sides. You know how I am with the sides. That's when you have a gallery wrap canvas, you need to paint those sides and the top and the bottom. That's really important to get those covered. I think I got that pretty well taken care of. Now I'm going to just get my sides, and I'm going to speed this up for you so you don't have to sit there and watch me do this. Okay, so we got the back, the sides, the bottom, the back, top, the sides. Everything's taken care of now with our blue. And put that in, that paintbrush in the water. Wipe my hands off a little bit. Alright, so I want to make his hat, the Santa hat, a little bit blue also. So I am going to make it a little darker than what we had before. And paint this in. It has to be somewhat darker than the other. But I have to also make sure that when I do this, that I do add some white to it. You know, but on the outside, because we want to have that contrast with our blue that we did in the sky here. So I need more white on my palette. Yes, I'm not making a Santa hat that is your typical Santa hat. So I'm going to make the edge here kind of fluffy. May actually make that straight blue. Make some folds in here. So it doesn't look flat. We don't want our hat to look flat. So let's see where else we would have something like a fold. Maybe through here. We'd have like a little fold that comes over. Going into my white. I just want to kind of like smooth it so it just has a touch, just a touch of, let me get this other brush here, just a touch. To kind of know that it's got that little crease in it. We'll just put one that's right in here also. Just a little crease in here. just to have it now. We're just going to soften this, bring it in, soften it. Same here, we want to soften this up so it doesn't, we don't see any spots here. I'm cleaning my big brush, drying it very well. I want to make sure it's very dry. Just come around here. There we go. So we have that. Okay, so we got that part of the hat in. Let's see here now what I want to do next. I'm not sure. This is going to be a really fast painting. You should be able to get this done in an hour, I'm thinking, depending on, you know, your speed and things like that. So, okay, we're going to put some titanium white into the face. So I want to get my titanium white in my big brush here, my big bright. Get the white into the face. Go over those lines so we're not showing those lines. Just be careful when you do paint, you know, you want to kind of get it as smooth as possible. Around his nose. We're also going to be using some Mars Black to put in the mouth and the eyebrows here. Got those little eyebrows. Just go over this very lightly. Okay, and while this is still wet, I'm just going to grab a little raw sienna. We're going to try to paint wet into wet. Just a little bit. Kind of just go on the outside here. Like this. Kind of blend it in. Blend it in. Don't need a lot. You can see that I'm not using a ton of paint here. Just enough to blend it in. Blend it in. Just gives it a little bit of a glow. And then I'm going to grab some white and I'm going into my blue mixture, but I don't want a lot of blue. And we're just going to put some of that blue right in through here. Just blend it, blend it, blend it. Blend it. Blend it. Okay, now we're going to go over it a little bit more with some white so we can blend that in. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to get some real quick little paintings out there for you because the way I've been working lately, it's just crazy. Ooh, that's not any good there. It's been very busy at this shop. I'm working for Smart Styles, and it's been so darn busy, and I don't get much time off. I was surprised I got today off, because usually I have to go in. I have been going in. It's been kind of weird, but yeah, it's been crazy. So I'm just gonna go over this a little bit more, get some of those lines out up there. Just kind of go over it a little bit, make sure it's all covered decently. Sometimes you have to go over things a couple times with paint. I'm using that cheaper white, and kind of makes you have to go over it. Now look at how dark this got. So I'm going to get that a little lighter. As it dries, that's what happens sometimes. It just gets, you know, I want this to be a little lighter. It has that blue in there, but... So I'm just kind of like dry brushing over this now. Just adding a little highlights here. Yeah, you can't even see this here part now. Okay, let's get some blue. Kind of go over that a little bit. Actually, we can make that like a little bit of a little S here. A little bit of an S curve. Let's see if we can do that with this. Like a little... kind of like the way it would fall. So I'm just dry brushing. I hardly have any paint on my brush. I'm just using it sort of like dry. Just kind of giving some highlights to the hat. Make it smooth, nice and smooth. But yet it looks like there's something going on in that hat. Okay. Alright, I think I want to go into my little red balls over here. Now I'm going to, let's see, I need a little flat brush. I think we're going to use this one here. This is a Filbert Creative Mark. So I'm going into my red. This will just be the first coat here, because we're going to have to like make this look like it's got some dimension as well. Okay, I'm going to get my extender on my palette, because I'm starting to get dried out. Some of these paints dry so darn fast. So I'm going to do that. Go into my extender. Just make the little circles. Now there's a way you can make circles that'll go perfectly. I think I've showed you this before. You start out, well, this brush probably is not the best brush to show you, but you kind of go like as the clock would move, clockwise, counterclockwise. So you start like at 12 and you just kind of put your brush down and just go in a little circle, and it works. Kind of just does what you want it to do. Okay. Get a perfect little circle. So I'm going to go into my green, and I'm also going to put some of my cad yellow out. I'm going to make these little holly leaves. So I'm going to need a flat brush for that. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, I may be having to stop in a little bit. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm putting a little green on my brush as well as some yellow. I'm kind of doing that little technique that that one stroke painter does. And I'm going to push it back and forth on my palette to kind of blend it a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to start here. I want my green on the outside. Then I'm just going to follow my, and I'm going to do it over here. I have my green on the outside. And then just kind of like draw the stem up. It may not be exactly what I wanted. But it's close. It's close. It's close. Okay, let's see if I can get this nicer now. Want to have these as points. If you ever look at holly, you know it has a point on it. And what I'm planning to do here, get a nice little thin brush. So I'm going to get this little rigger kind of brush, and script it's called. Put it in my glazing liquid. And then I'm going to go into my yellow. And kind of just get some of that moved around a little bit. Might even go into my green here a little. More into my glazing liquid, go into my green. Just kind of like, maybe I'll do that here too, just to get those. May have to do this one because my experiment didn't work too well. And sometimes that happens, you know, you're doing something and it just does not work out. So, we'll just kind of you kind of just want to have that in the center, that lighter center. Okay, so let's go over here, put this one in. This is an emerald green, so if you're wondering what shade, I think I showed you this at the beginning of the paint here. Okay. For now, we'll just color this in, paint this in. I'm sure some of you have holly bushes at home. Now I'm going into my yellow. I'm going to pick up some of the glazing liquid so I can get some of that into the center. Same here. I just want to kind of get that to come out like Alright, oops, I touched the blue. Okay, I'm putting more green in. Well, there's still a little yellow on my brush. Okay, so we got those holly painted in. We're going to wait till these dry a little bit, and then we're going to add some more dark to it. Now for my berries. Okay, I'm picking up my Filbert. I am going to use a little bit of my raw umber, put a little red to it, kind of make it so we can get a little bit of dimension here. And we're going to go over it again with some red. Just kind of paint in there a little bit. Probably going to have to make a couple of coats on here because this red is very transparent for some reason, and I'd like to have a dark red. I mean, I have that dark, the brown, you know, the raw umber, but it's not really showing up. Let's see here. I put a little bit more dark. Okay, hopefully I'm not in here in the painting. Okay, we're starting to get a little dimension here now. So you're just working it until you get that little bit of dimension. Now back here, we're going to have to get that light shade in there. So I'm going to use one of my detail brushes with my cobalt blue, because back here is part of the blue. And it's showing. Oops, and that's a little red there now. Let's see here if we can get this to come around a little bit. I think what I want to do, grab the brown. I'm just going to outline it a little bit. A little bit. So there's a separation here with these. Oh, that's a little too much paint. Now my berries are a little bit, some are bigger than the others, so that's okay too. We're going to get a little highlight on these berries also. Okay, so I'm going to grab a little bit of that red and some of my titanium white. A little glazing liquid there. And we're just going to put a little bit of a light piece right in there. Make it look dimensional. Give it a little character. Alright, so let's see here. Now we want to get our orange and paint in our nose. Let's paint the nose. Okay, I had that orange. Here it is. This is cadmium orange hue. Just putting it out on my palette. Just a little bit. I'm not going to need a whole lot, you know, it's only a nose. I'm going to use a number 12 again. They call this a bright. Kind of strange to me, but okay. Now, what I'm doing when I paint this, you see I'm kind of like curving it when I paint the paint on. I want to curve it because this is a carrot and it's round. So, anytime you kind of make the strokes according to the way it would fall into place. So, we're going to add some of that brown too, because the carrot has to have a couple little markings on it. It can't just be flat. So I'm going to go into my umber, my raw umber, mix it up with some of that orange. Kind of just go on it. My carrots. Alright, so that's a little bit darker than I wanted. Of course, this is just not working out too well, is it? Oh, it'll be fine. Might have to just kind of go back over that again, but I think that it looks kind of cool there. Has its little carrot character. Okay, let me get some more of that orange. Now, because this is a hue, it's a little bit more transparent than a real cat orange, and I didn't want to use a real. Okay. All right. So let's see now. We've got to finish that. We've got to put in our white here. We got to put in our snowflakes. I'm going to mix a little white with a little bit of that red. And we're going to put the cheeks in here. You can use that same technique that I was talking about, where you put your brush at 12 and then just go clockwise till you come back to where you started. Okay. One here. Now I'm going to go counterclockwise on this because I'm having to meet that. You almost start to learn how to get the circles pretty much. You know, they start to get better. Now I got to make his little eyebrows and put in his little things there. His little pieces of coal. So let's see here now. I had that little teeny one brush that I like. I don't see it here on my table. The table's kind of getting crazy. Well, let's use this one. Okay, this one here was, this is a Bristle Bright. It's a number 4. So I'm going to go into my black. I'm going to get some of my glazing liquid so that I can just tap this in here. These are just little pieces of coal, so you don't want them to be perfect. These are just little pieces of coal. And I'm just tapping it in, kind of going where the little circles were that I put in. Okay, get some more on my brush here. I like this brush because it has the, you know, it's not a perfect brush. It kind of has been used a little bit, and it just helps it to get that little kind of neat thing going there. Okay, so I'm going to get my liner brush. Because I want to put in his eyebrows. So I'm grabbing some of my glazing liquid, going into my black. Okay. And I'm just going to hold my finger here to be steady. Just go very lightly on the line here. Very lightly. Okay. Get some more. All right, see if I can be steady here. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So now what we want to do is get this in here. Now I'm going to use another bristle brush here. it seems to be that the bristle brushes kind of make that little pokiness that we want. And I'm going to go in, I'm going to wet my brush this time. Just wet it a little bit. Pick up some of my white and some of that blue. Not a lot, just a little. And then I'm going to start just to tap it in. Just tapping it in. Just tap it. Because you want this to sort of look like a, and it can go right over that. You want it to have a little texture. And I'm bringing it over to my side here. A little bit more texture, more on my brush, and I'm going to tap it in. And some of it's going to go up over these, so that's fine. But you see how it's kind of going over that? That's a little bit of, and you can see it looks white, but it has that touch of blue. That's what we want. And get that little bit of, like that it's furry looking. You want it to look furry. Little furry. Get some of that up in there. I got a bristle. Okay, there we go. Got it out. Now along the hat we're going to make a little bit of a dark line too, because we want that to show darker. So I'm going to just get my Filbert. I'm going to go into my white and some of my cerulean blue. And just kind of make it that there's a shadow here. We want a shadow between there. Little shadow. Then we can go back over it a little bit with some of our white. But you need a little shadow because it just makes it look like it's more natural. Okay, I'm getting my bristle and I'm just gonna like smooth it in here a little bit. All right. Okay, let's get some white and some of the cerulean blue mix. Just come around here a little bit better. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. I don't know what's coming out of there. Huh. Okay, try that again. I don't want those lines to be showing, and that could be just mixing the color there a little bit. Same on the other side. I want to kind of get this a little bit better too. Okay. All right. So let's get that liner brush again, that little liner, and we're going to go into our white. Get some of our glazing liquid. Hopefully I can draw this without too much trouble. So you're just making a cross or an X. Get some more white. And you're going to have one that comes up here. Oops. One that comes up here. Ooh. One that comes down. Down. Ooh, boy. Okay, I just messed that up. Let's try to get rid of that. Okay, let's get some of our cerulean blue mix. Okay, we'll just make it a little lighter on this side here. Yeah, sometimes the old hand isn't that steady. As steady as I would like it to be. Okay, I think I need more white in with that to mix it. Well, first what we could do, I'll tell you what we can do instead, and then I can put these snowflakes in. We're just going to make some dots. You know how I told you how to do these before, I believe? You get white, you get the back of your brush, not the part that's the bristle, it's the back. Tap it into your white, get a nice bead on there, then just start tapping onto the canvas. Just make some snowflakes, little snowflakes. These can go onto his hat, at least until we can get, now because I did that up there, it's a little different in color, of course. Of course it is. Let's just kind of get that off of there. Blend it a little bit better. Okay. We can use the back of a bigger brush and make some bigger snowflakes. Just put them here and there. These don't have to be thought out like crazy or anything. Just want some on his hat. Okay. All right, so we've got that going. Okay. All right, we're going to try that again with the, get some more of that glazing liquid, white. Let me see here. I don't want to get into the picture. Just lightly go on here. It's just all light. Light. Big snowflake. You can, if it helps you to turn your canvas, by all means, turn it. Turn it. Turn it. Make it easy for yourself. Okay, now let's just, what we're going to do, okay, we're going to make lines this way. Okay. We're going to meet that. Just like that. Whoop, that looks like a square there, doesn't it? Then we're going to put these little things that go on the end. I've got a ruler here. I'm just going to, because me and straight lines for some reason, I just have a hard time with them. So I'm just going to kind of, I'm using a white charcoal pencil. And I'm just going to draw some snowflakes on. Okay. Just to get them straight. And I'm just using a charcoal pencil, like I said, a white charcoal pencil, because I'm going to be using white paint, and it'll kind of go over it anyway, so hopefully I'll have a steady hand. So let's just make some points on here as to where we want our, because I think these should be kind of like in the same spots too. So that when we draw those lines, they look a little bit more reasonable too. That they meet in a decent place. Alright. Our snowflakes. That doesn't look too good there, I think. I'm going to move it up a little bit. Maybe right there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this gives it a little bit more like the way it should look here. There we go. We can wipe that off. Let me see here. We have little lines in this also. Yes, towards the ends here. We're just going to make it little, just little edges like this. And I think just drawing them in, it just helps us a little bit. Might not be able to see up at the top here. My camera doesn't go too far, but let's try that now and see how that works. So what we need to do now is make sure that our white, whoa, sorry, whoa, did you see that? Right in my face, huh? Whew. Let's see if I can get this down so we can look up here. Let's see. I'm going to adjust my camera, hopefully. Well, that's not going to work too well. I need to get up to that area. Okay, well, hopefully you can see me what I'm doing. I'll try to zoom in on my editing. So I want to get my number 1 or number 2 detail brush. It doesn't show the number here. Make sure I have my white, that it's pretty well moistened. I want to make sure we have nice moistened white. Roll my brush in there and try to get these straight. Need a little bit more water in my white. And I'm really holding my brush close right now because I don't want to have a thick line, and I don't want, I'm kind of drawing this on. I don't want it to be too wide. Just a light touch. Guess I need more water in there. I'm going to spritz it. This really has to be wet. This might not be the right brush. I don't know. Let's see here if we can get it. Today I found it. I'm a little shaky today for some reason. So it might not turn out the way I want it. But you'll get the gist of it, what we have to do here. Let's see if I have a different brush. That one's not too good. Well, maybe I'll just take my rigger. Let's see if that works better. That's a little bit better. A little bit better. Adding more paint. Ooh-wee. Yeah, today I got a little shaky. I don't know what's going on. Some days are worse than others. I only had a couple cups of coffee, so it shouldn't be like is my head in the way? Can you see what I'm doing? And after this dries, if I don't like it, I can always put more paint on and then just start over again. What is this up here? That must have been my lipstick. Must have fallen right in my face. Okay. What I'm going to do is rinse that out. And get some of my glue that I had. Kind of just touch these little pieces up here. Just kind of make them a little less wide. Yeah, see, I missed this couple of white pieces. Let's see here. Get some of those white pieces again. They're up here. I didn't do this one. I don't think I did this one either. Okay, I don't think I did this one. Huh. Okay, I think we got that. And then I'm going to go back over, well, I guess I could go back over that again. Because I can see the white coming through there. Just mix up a little blue, some white. Get that color back, that value. And cover this up here. I don't know if that's the same value. Let's see. Try to get the same value. I think I have it now. Of course, you know that when it dries, it's going to dry a little darker. So hopefully this will dry a little darker. And I'm just using a Creative Mark number 12, it's a Filbert. It's a short-handled Filbert. I think that will help. Put that in the water. Now, we're just going to put the one snowflake in. I think that will do it. And then I'm going to go into my green now and put these little stems in, or these little veins for our holly. Now that it's nice and dry, we can do that. All right, maybe a little yellow in there, yellow green, just kind of get those spriggy looking things in there. More green, a little bit more green I think will do nicely. Add a little touch of that, a little touch more green. Kind of like just getting some shadow, some highlights here. Okay, and for my cherries, I am going to mix a little red and white. Make like a little pink. Just put a couple little, well, these aren't cherries, these are hollies, holly bush. Couple little highlights on that. Let's see here. Where else can we do? What else can we do? I think we pretty much have it. I could put a little snowflake maybe in there. Just a little one right here. And maybe one up in here, just to balance it out a little bit. Doesn't have to be the same kind of snowflakes, because you know that we have different types of snowflakes. So we'll just try to get one here. Just here I am with the straight lines again. Oof. And then I'll stick little balls on the end of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Little snowflakes. Just making different styles of snowflakes here, because no two snowflakes are alike. If you remember, each one is different. And this just kind of gives us an idea that that's a little different from that one. And let's see, we'll put another one up here, because we want a little different with that too. We'll just make a little teeny weeny one here. Put some little dots. This is just a very light one. Little light snowflake. And like I said, I always like to make uneven numbers. So we got 3 here. And I think that that's just a pale little snowflake here. Nothing too exciting. Just in the background kind of thing. And I think that will be it for the painting on this one today. Of course, I always see a little extra things that I need to do. And I'm going to try to get this a little straighter in through here, like have it come down. I want to try to crisp it up a little bit, clean it up. Hopefully I'm not in the way too much. I like to clean everything up, make sure it's nice and neat. Because if you're selling your art, you want to make sure that things are neat so that people will buy it. If you have any loose ends, you know. How's everybody? Oh gosh, I hope you guys are going to have a really nice holiday. I think Hanukkah is over now, and now we're just waiting for the Christmas holiday. And I really want to put more yellow into this. I think what I need to do, I'm going to get my little Filbert, clean it off. This was a number 12. Get a little bit more of that yellow-green. Kind of touch it up a little here. Just put a little yellowish colors in there. There we go, that looks nice. Maybe put a little bit more red in our cheeks. Not cheeks, but our berries. Kind of get a little more here. Make them nice and bright. Okay. Well, I think we'll call that one done. We'll put our initials on this now. I have my little marking pen, my Molotow. I like to shake them up. And I'm just going to put my MD right down here. Ooh, it's a little shaky here. For some reason. Must be running out of ink here, or paint in my Molotow. Okay. Huh, that's weird. Let me get another one. This will probably come out too thick. Huh. Oh, that's better. Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a very nice Christmas. And we'll see you next time. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do next time. If you want to give me a suggestion, I'd love it. I might paint another dog. I'm not sure. If I do paint a dog, I think it's going to be my dog, Sally, because why not? I mean, she's my baby. So hopefully next time you can join me. And Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Until next time. Happy painting.